Yeah, bro. You know? Woo-hoo! Number fucking 7!
One. Is anybody wearing red pants?
Woo!
I was hoping for more of you, maybe all of you in red pants. My name is Cameron Bailey. I'm the artistic director of the Toronto Film Festival. I want to thank all of you for coming tonight to this farewell to Colin Geddes at Midnight Madness. To begin, I want to, as we always do, acknowledge the land that we are on, the land of the Haudenosaunee, the Mississaugas of the New Credit, and the Huron-Wendat. We thank them for hosting us and hosting Toronto on this land all year round, every day. All of you here will know the work that Colin Geddes has done. He began his career at TIFF in 1997, taking over for Noah Cowan on the Midnight Madness section. They worked together for many years. Colin took it over, made it his own, and made it what it's become now. He was responsible for bringing so many filmmakers who've now become legendary to the festival. People including Mike Takashi, Eli Roth, Prachya Pinku and Tony Jaa, with Ong Bak, Muay Thai Warrior, James Wan with Saw and Insidious, Adam Wingard, Gareth Evans with The Raid Redemption, Donnie Yen, of course, with SPL and Flashpoint, Johnny To with many films, Karen Kusama with Jennifer's Body, and Ben Wheatley with Kill List, Free Fire, and many, many more. But beyond what Colin did with filmmakers and with putting TIFF on the map when it came to the most exciting genre cinema that the world was producing, I think really the biggest contribution that he's made to TIFF and to this city is the community of people, the audience that's been generated over the years. Some of it happens in September at TIFF, but I know there's a lot more going on in this city in terms of the kind of cinema that Colin has devoted his life to, that he collects, that he presents, that he writes about, that he talks about, that he advocates for. And he has built around him a community of people that I think will never die. So I want to thank Colin for that, first of all. And I want to bring him up right now to introduce his farewell movie here at the Toronto International Film Festival. Ladies and gentlemen,
when people would praise me for all the things that I did for Midnight Madness and for TIFF and that, I would throw it right back and say, no, it's actually you guys. Like, it's the audience. Like, it's the audience that embraces and appreciates these films. And, okay, I'm gonna have to explain this. I do call you all a monster. A beautiful monster, because I was like, yeah, the Midnight Madness audience, we kind of created a monster. Because as we would see films, and as I'd be programming films, the amount of crap that I had to watch for you guys, the amount of crap that I saved you from, oh my God, we'd have people who were like, oh no, this is one of those films, it's like, it's so bad, it's good. I'm like, that does not exist, okay? It's gotta be so great, it's awesome, okay? But starting with Noah, and then I inherited it, we would bring what we felt was the best of genre cinema from around the world every year. And so we helped cultivate this audience. We started to make this monster that demanded the best. At a certain point, like, no, this is the expectation, this is the bar that we've made for this series. We have to meet it all the time. So you guys are the monster that we had to feed and satisfy. but I always told people, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's Midnight Madness is like, there's also this misconception that the audiences and the experience is like Comic-Con. You go there, everyone's crazy, they're dressed up in costume. Like, what? No one's dressed up in costumes. They're dressed up in costumes of their favorite characters. Like, no one's seen these films. They can't be, they're dressed as fans. That doesn't happen. And as soon as the lights go down, when it was the Uptown, when it was the Bloor, when it's the Ryerson, suddenly, boom, respect for the film and the filmmaker. It's quiet. There's a code, and you guys know that code. And this is a special time too. I always talk about this. It's a special time during TIFF. Because when these 10 days are over, we've got to go back into the multiplexes with the audiences that aren't respectful. So cherish this now. Anyways, I'm just flummoxed by all of this. But I'm going to, before I say a couple of words about the film we're going to be watching tonight, I believe I should introduce you to someone who's probably throwing up in anticipation tonight. He seems very calm and collected, but I think I saw some bottles of Pepto Bismol somewhere. Peter Kuplowsky!
I just felt that I really can't do this Midnight Madness gig until I do one thing, and I feel like because to me, it was such a, Midnight Madness was such an important place for me to go to see people that I recognized as kind of part of myself. When I first saw Colin on stage and he said, I'm the guy in Chinatown, like, who's buying all these bootleg movies, and I was like, I am too! I'm that guy too! And that was really, really meaningful for someone just out of high school going to see Donnie Yen's SPL and just having my mind blown. And I can't over emphasize how just so privileged to have been your assistant, to be your friend, and to be following in your footsteps. And I feel because this office is so great, we need a swearing-in ceremony. And I've come up with one. What better book than the Necronomicon from Evil Dead? This, I am told, is the real deal, not an Anchor Bay DVD. But I'm gonna ask you to hold that, and I've got some vows, and you can maybe ask me to read those by repeating after me. So my hand is on the Necronomicon.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so repeat it. Okay, all right, there. It's so complicated. Okay, there we go. Oh no, Cameron, come hold the Necronomicon. There we go. I do solemnly swear
that
I will bring to Toronto the weirdest, wildest, and wickedest films from around the world. And will, to the best of my ability, blow brains, melt minds, snap synapses.
That's, I know those are basically the same things, but I like that. All right, keep going.
As the programmer of Midnight Madness. And possibly wear red pants while doing it. So help me, Mike. So help me, Mike. Klaatu. Barada. Nikto.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you. I feel like I do this. And I will say, before Wolf Guy starts, I do have a surprise for you before the movie. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's a surprise for you.
I mean, I was all prepared for this and everything, and then suddenly my mother shows up. from Perth, Ontario, from the train. I will say that my mother has had the privilege of meeting Mike twice. I'm not really sure if she understands the films, but let's talk about what you're going to see. So when we were talking about the idea of doing a farewell screening, it was like, okay, well, why don't we pick a film, like one of my favorite films from like the 20 years of what I've done, looking through it all, and I had a list and everything. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that, because I've seen those films. You guys have seen those films. The thing that I really enjoyed about programming, and there are a number of things. I mean, one was finding a director and introducing them to their audience for the first time. Being able to, I really like to say that I feel that I was partially responsible for giving Thailand their first internationally recognized superstar with Tony Jaa on back. Staying in Southeast Asia, I think we brought the most amount of people together in one place to watch a film from Indonesia with the raid. That stuff was always good, but what I really liked was I liked sharing, and I liked sharing something which would make jaws drop. Okay, the best thing is like when you walk into a film, when you're programming, you walk into a screening, you get a screener, and you don't know anything about it, and then you're like, oh my god. And that's what happened with Ongbat. Like with Ongbat, it's like, just don't, keep on going, don't suck, don't fumble the ball, yes! Or just like, what the hell was that? Like, I mean, Matsumoto with Big Man Japan, Dai Nippon Gym, like, what the hell? Well, that's what you're in for tonight. Wolf Guy is a film that Japanese film, Sonny Chiba, kind of like top peak, like doing Street Fighter. He's like just like the Japanese Bruce Lee, the karate superstar. But Japanese films are weird and fun and delightful, and this has so many different things going on in it. This is not just one movie. There's 20 movies in this, okay? But I will say, and it's never been seen, it's never been released outside of Japan until just recently this May. Arrow did a remastering of it and put it out. This is the first ever Canadian screening of this film. So you guys are very excited. It's weird as all fuck, okay? The less said, the better. But what I want you to do, and I know that, I mean, you guys you're the monster. You know how to react and watch these films. We're enjoying this film, and we're laughing with the film and not at the film. Okay, so this is not an arena for any kind of Mystery Science Theater shenanigans. You enjoy this because the directors knew what they were making, all right? Yeah, there's going to be bloodshed, there's going to be pinstripe suits, there's going to be telekinetic self-surgery. There is some questionable sexual activity, but it is a Japanese film from 1975. I mean, can't say I didn't warn you with that. Of course, there's Sonny Chiba scowling and werewolves. It's Wolf Guy. All right, that's it. So enjoy, and Peter's got a really good lineup this year, so I'll still see you guys at midnight, and I'm just hanging around watching movies and having fun. So, but back to this, Wolf Guy.